Rule number 1. Always love yourself and God above us before anyone or anything else. Rule number 2. Remember to trust yourself. Welcome back, guys. Just like usual, I never thought that I'd be making this video, but in the past 3 weeks, I have learned a lot just in life. As you saw in the beginning part of the video, that is going to be my focus from now on in life. Loving myself, respecting myself just as God would want me to, and respecting Him because He's our Heavenly Father and all that shazazz. God, you know how much I love you. You've always been number one in my life. But again, with those first 2 rules about loving yourself and putting yourself and God above everyone else, I do believe that to be true, and I've found it to be true. Recently, I've been struggling with a failing relationship for the past month and a half that I didn't even know was failing. I was blinded by the idea. I thought I could trust somebody with my heart, and it's a life lesson. I have to learn to start trusting the right people. Sorry, my watch is going off. And I have to start learning to trust myself, because of all of this, I didn't realize how much faith, strength, and love that I created in my mind based upon that relationship instead of just upon loving myself. Part of my issue was I didn't realize that my partner was struggling too. I didn't realize that he was who he is, and I have to learn to accept it. It's an unfortunate part, but I threw myself into a depression where I would not call myself an alcoholic necessarily, but I did get drunk a couple of times to forget about the pain. But I didn't realize at the time, even though I knew it, I didn't realize it. And they are 2 different things. Was that getting drunk will only absolve the pain for a little bit. I mean, it'll make me happy in the moment, but what happens if I start doing it every day? Then I'm going to need more and more, and eventually I might lose my job, lose everything that I have. Don't know why I'm getting messages about money. That's my thing. As of late, I just keep getting these random spam calls. So I will say that I can't go into too much detail because I really honestly don't want to about the last relationship. I was very happy, but it all came at a price, and I'm paying the price now. I realized that getting myself into counseling and going through EMDR, which stands for Eye Movement Desensitization Recognition, something like that. You can look it up, EMDR. Eye Movement and Desensitization something. I'm reliving my past trauma throughout these sessions. I feel like I'm making progress though, because I found a self-confidence in my first session of EMDR that I never had before. A proudness in myself that I didn't realize I could have. A strength that I have no clue where the hell it came from, and it lasted for a good couple of hours. So if I can start going to these sessions more, which is something I will be doing, I feel like I will be a lot happier person, and I will actually be able to stand up, be strong for myself. I've struggled with depression, anxiety, PTSD, OCD all my life, and all that stems from trauma. As you can see, I'm starting to stutter, and that's not even intentional. It just happens every time I talk about this. It's just like my anxiety coming out and me speaking fast when I need to take a breath and calm down. Recently, this relationship has taken a toll on me, and I hate to say it, and I don't want to relive it, but it's trauma. It's something that I've experienced in past relationships, and something that I wasn't able to let go, but I'm slowly finding that I can let it go. It's taking me a bit, and I'm sorry I haven't really been making too many videos, but this is the reason why, because for the past month and a half, I've just been dealing with this darkness hanging over my head, and I'm realizing that the more and more that I let it go, the more light is coming into my life, the happier I feel about everything around me. I'm not complaining damn near as much as I usually would. I'm actually starting to slow down and take my time with things. Like in work, I'd always be rushing to get that patient ready, to get them out. Now I'm actually spending more time to figure out their situation, the cause, and what I can do to help it. Something that in the past 3 years, I've never really grasped the concept for. It sounds like I'm reading from something, but I promise you I'm not. It's just I'm happy. One of the things that I think I'm actually going to do in this video is actually read a couple of letters that I've written to people in the past over my trauma. And if you guys have been with me for a while, which by the way, thank you guys so much for being with me for as long as you have. And you guys know who you are, sticking by me since I was 16. This is my 5th year on YouTube, pretty much. I am going to read the letters that I wrote, and I'm sure you guys might understand them to a certain extent, but I think it's time that I open up. Now, I'm not reading these to throw anybody under the bus. It's more so just a process in forgiveness. Something my counselor told me to do, not necessarily to put it on here up on YouTube, but at the same time, this is something that my counselor told me to do, and I do feel like it helped me get out some grief, and it actually did help relax me. So, first one was addressed to my mom. So it starts out, "Dear Mother, from the time I was born, I knew I was going to be different. I saw how you acted towards me, Drew, and George, and I knew it wasn't right." I'll get more into that. "But I was a kid. What is a kid supposed to say? The day that me and Drew ran or attempted to run to Nan's was because we couldn't take it anymore. I was about 3 or 4 at this time. It was not because we didn't love you, but rather because even at 3, we knew that kids should not be treated that way, and Nan was not turning against you by taking us in, essentially." My grandmother is Nan, that's who I'm addressing. "Nan does have her own demons to deal with, but at the same time, you made us feel abandoned. When you actually were home, we were too busy drinking and reading your romance books or watching TV or beating us. A lot of times were because, as always, you were never happy with your life. Then we moved into Nan's after we got evicted, and we realized she's the same way. You both share the same personality. You both are former alcoholics, which is true, and which is why I really don't find an interest in drinking, but depression, that's all I can say, as well as physical and mental tormentors. I only went to her when I had problems because, in contrast to you, she listens. Even to this day, she listens. It doesn't mean I don't love you both, but you didn't listen to me the 4 times I brought up when Andrew was doing... You blocked me out. Then you found him on the 4th of July with him about to my cousin. That's when you finally listened, and that's when I told Nan in front of you because she was there. I forgave you, but I can't forget that. Those are just a few traumatizing events I've been through. I thank you for moving out of that house to Barrington after Pop tried to... He attacked my other cousin. But when you called the cops on me and Drew in the motel because we ran away after you attempted to hit us due to you not getting your own way about having all the space in that crammed room to yourself, you hurt us even more. Even to this day, you are still self-absorbed, and I do not feel as though I have a mother to talk to, because she's in her own little world all the time, and every time I try to talk to her, it hurts. It really does. But I'm working on learning how to forgive, forget, and let go. It's not easy, but I am, as Nan will put it, doing my best. I love you and I still want a relationship, but I do not know how to act because you never gave me much but trouble, stress, arguments, and life. This one's to my grandmother. Dear Nan, I love you a lot, but you know this already. I'm writing this to attempt to move on from the past. You know I struggle every day with my anxiety, depression, PTSD, and low self-worth and as much as you've tried to help me, you also know you are a big part of it. When we first got evicted from the apartment, you took us in. I am forever grateful, but you never let us live it down. As a kid, you used to beat on us. After Sharon, my older cousin, left, I took the brink of it because being the oldest meant I had to look out for my cousins and brother. Because I was damn sure not gonna let you kill them. Due to my mother's lack of responsibility, you were raising 4 kids and 1 adult, my mother, who acted like a child. I hate to say I'm reliving the past events while writing this, but I am. When you weren't directly tormenting me, you were tormenting them. It still torments me because as much as I've tried to stop you, Pop held me back. My grandfather was a big influence in my life, so he was the only one able to control me. So I had to watch in agony. All of these memories come flooding back when I hear a sound, think a thought out loud, or do something, or watch something. Could be anything. I don't know all of my triggers. But 2 feelings come to mind: pain and worthlessness. Because that was how I felt when I endured every day, except on your sporadic good days. It would only last so long before your name calling and putting us down starting again, as well as the physical beatings. The last time I attempted to call DAFUS due to the abuse, everyone but my mother and I had lied about what you were doing. Then you started to kick everyone out and make us homeless and call us all worthless pieces of S. I'll put it that way. Then about a couple of months later, when you called me worthless and said I would never get anywhere in life and that I was just like my mother, I got up onto the roof and I almost jumped. I didn't have a purpose in life if I was worthless, and you said you would just bury me in the backyard if you ever got a chance to kill me. That's what she would say when she'd get very angry, and it still affects me to this day. The reason why I cut myself from 12 to 15 was because that it helped me to stop the pain that I relive, even to this day. This was a dark time for me during those years, a very, very dark time. Because when I bled, it felt good to me. I took out my frustrations on myself because I would not dare hurt another soul. I can't. I won't. All this affects my relationships and why I feel like I'll never meet a guy that genuinely cares about me and sees me for who I am. Because I still feel like a worthless piece of crap. Who all I do is bring drama upon everybody's life. And I'm selfish. Because I feel like that realization hits me that sometimes it would be better if I stayed dead at birth or just died today. Because apparently when I was first born, I was already dead. My umbilical cord was wrapped around my throat. I don't want any pity. That's not why I'm doing this. I promise you guys. It's just, this is what's been going on. I may not be right, but it's easier than dealing with a foggy mind and people who couldn't care less about me. I understand you're trying to change your ways though now. Better late than never, I guess. We're becoming closer and I'm still learning to forgive, but I'm 21 and things do not happen overnight. That's something she used to say to me all the time, and it's true. I don't want to be medicated, but if it helps to take all the pain away from dealing with this, along with feeling helpless, hopeless, and worthless in this past relationship with my ex, I'm not going to say his name, then so be it. Remember that I love you always, no matter what. And to this last one, I actually wrote this when I got drunk. And it's surprising that I still wrote pretty neatly. I mean, look at that writing. To me, look, I know you've been through a lot, but here I am, the drunk version of you. You know, the one who's toasted after 3 drinks, because I'm a lightweight. I know that you're so much more than what you set yourself up to be. These emotional breakdowns might help you heal, but you have to pick yourself up. And that's something that I've been working on for the past 3 weeks. And this past week has been pretty great. I don't want to be here writing to you to make you realize you don't have to get drunk or even buzzed to feel happy. You just have to move on and find clarity. I'm glad that you found a way to be happy, but alcohol is not the fix you need. she knows well. You need to start eating and move on with your life. You can't act the way you did after previous sex, the other serious relationship that I had. And you don't use alcohol as your clutch to feel good about yourself. You need to face the fact that if you never feel good about yourself, you will never find the right man in your life. Face the facts. He's moving on without you, and you are probably not going to have the future you dreamed in your sleep on countless nights. If he doesn't want you, then you find someone else to replace him in that dream with the kids, with 3 kids, a nice house, and a damn great job. Hopefully it's worse eventually. You can get there with or without him, but if you value yourself, then if you never value yourself, then neither will any other potential you come across. Whether you like it or not, you are sexy in your own way. And although it may be nice to hear it from him, you don't need no or alcohol to make you realize that. Now get out there, you sexy beast, and show all the men who is boss around here. She knows best. It's pretty much what I've been dealing for the past couple of weeks, and I'm making this video to say that I feel a lot better. I still need to eat more. That's something I'm working on every day. I kicked myself in the butt and I made myself go get some food today. I actually went shopping right after work. And now I'm going to be working tonight. Working has actually helped because I've been around people that want to be around me. I've been around a couple of friends from high school too. And shout out to my one friend Rob, who's been talking to me as of late. If you ever do see this, sir, thank you. You're helping a lot just by being there to talk to me, and I appreciate it. Any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them down below. I will say that I am not turning to self-mutilation. I thought about it. I thought about committing suicide over the past 3 weeks, and it breaks my heart, and it kind of embarrasses me to say that because I know I'm a stronger person. But suicide's not the answer. Cutting myself isn't the answer. Look, I'm still cut free. And I'm showing you that, guys, to remind you and remind myself, really, that I'm not going back down that path. I am not doing it. I refuse to do that. I have been stronger. Stronger Gel is to come. That's why this is Gel's channel, not Gel's Love Life. Not Gel's life in general, although that's what I make it about, you know. But thank you guys so much if you've stayed this long for this video, and there will be more to come. I promise you, I'm not going anywhere. Like, subscribe, and comment. DM me if you want, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.